Oh my goodness.
Hi,
guys. Hey y'all.
Hey.
How you doing? Happy Sunday.
Yes. I missed y'all last Sunday.
I was chilling, girl. I was chilling. I did like a movie thing. I was chilling. It felt good to be off. I ain't gonna hold you. It did.
It did. And it felt weird at the same time.
It did. Weird and good. I kept thinking to myself, oh, we gotta go on. We gotta go on.
Right.
I kept feeling like I feel like I'm forgetting to do something. Like the whole time, I'm like, I got too much time right now.
Right.
On a Sunday.
But how was y'all week?
The week was good. I got good news this week. Yay! I'm going back to work. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
yes.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So thank you. That was excellent news. I'm super excited about that.
Yes.
So that made my week. I've been good. Cloud nine.
I know that's right.
Cloud
I ain't been doing nothing. I just been, start my little tutu business. That's it.
Yes, tutu.
Thank you. That's it. Just been chilling. How was yours, Shauna?
I was gonna say all this positivity. Let me think. What happened this week? Oh, a lot of good things happened this week. Just regular, but it was good things.
Okay.
I made other people happy, so that works.
That's always a good thing. Get your blessings, boo. Get your blessings.
Right.
Get your blessings. Hey guys. Hey Julian. Hey Ivory Lynn. Do we have to call her Ivory Lynn? Pookie. Can we call you Pookie?
We call you Pookie.
Hey y'all.
How y'all doing? Did y'all miss us last week, or were y'all too busy enjoying y'all Halloween?
Right. Which one?
Which one is it? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. But no, we this week we kind of wanted to touch on the seriousness of a topic. I'm sure everybody has read the story of Olivia Popham, also known as Livy J by her Facebook name. And she was a young mother who, was battling depression, and she committed suicide and lost her battle. So, with that being said, I think we've all been seeing a lot of moms lately, people, in general, struggling. It seems like a little bit more, or at least people are being more vocal about it. So we just kind of wanted to touch base. Okay, you didn't hear about it. All right, we're gonna touch on that. Do you guys have anything to say regarding?
I think this is a great time to talk about it because the holidays is coming up, and that's when like depression's at its highest.
Right.
And then yeah, that's pretty much it because of the holidays and stuff. And this is our first back, our first week back, and it's a new month, so why not, talk about mental health?
Right, and it's just a very important topic because a lot of people is going through this, whether you know about it or or not. A lot of people is fighting this battle, so I think it's good to touch on it.
Okay, so for those of you who do not know, this is Olivia Popham. She was 21 years old, and she was a mother of two. She committed suicide by um, swerving her car onto the opposite side of the highway, where she was in a head-on collision with the car that she hit, and she did die at the scene, injuring the other driver. But the last time I checked, he was hospitalized, but he is okay. Thank God for that. Unfortunately, you know, she is not okay, but you know, I don't know. I don't. It's such a touchy subject.
Yeah,
I don't like. What do you say? What do you say about it? It sucks. It's sad. It weighs on me, even though I don't know this girl, but just hearing her story or reading her posts on her page, it's just it's a lot, right? Does it feel heavy to you guys?
It's
very.
definitely heavy because you got to understand a lot of people deal with depression and don't want to talk about it because we are it is getting more vocal now, thank God, but like a lot of people don't want to talk about it often because they want to because some people feel as though they're weak or they can't cry or they can't do this. Like when I went through depression in 2019. Yeah, 2019, I went through depression like really, really bad. Like I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't want to work. I didn't even want to see my child, but it wasn't his fault. You know what I mean? Like it was just my own thing that I was going through. And it comes out of nowhere. Like people think like it's something you sit, like it literally just comes out of nowhere. And then, so it is definitely sad. You know what I mean? Because when you like in a deep, deep depression, like suicide do come across your mind. Like plenty of times. Like, and you know what I mean? Not saying that it is okay, but I mean it does happen. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Right.
So yeah, I'm definitely sad because I think I'm more sad about her story because more people is like looking into it now because she's dead. But like if you go look on her story and like, you know, she kind of was crying out for help. You know what I mean? And people feel as though when people like put things on Facebook that they want attention and stuff, but like I look deeper than the words. Like people just asking for help in like a way without asking for help. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, that's true. This was the last post that she posted on Facebook on October 19th. Um, Says, checking out. I'm sorry, but I can't keep battling depression. To the ones that were really there, I love y'all. If I do succeed at this, please make sure my kids are okay. Please. So another thing that really caught my attention with this is the backlash that she was receiving. When I
Right.
did go to the post, and I was reading the comments, I was just kind of amazed that I know everybody's gonna have an opinion, and that's normal. Everybody's not gonna agree, but I do find it strange how many people were calling her selfish and saying she wasn't a good mom because she decided to end her own life.
Right.
It kind of threw me off a little bit. Like I can understand why you could say, "Oh, your kids need you. You got to live for your kids." Like that's something that could just easily be said out of your mouth. Takes no effort to say those words, but for some people to actually do the action, to actually wake up every day, to actually, you know,
It's
go
overwhelming.
forward with life is very overwhelming
Very.
for them.
It's overwhelming, period. Because people feel like once you have kids, like you're just a mom. No, we're human first. Like we're
Right.
still like human beings. We're still women. We're still men because men suffer this. You feel me? Men have they things that we going through. They go through, but like it's I don't know. When the people feel like once you become a parent, like you're just not you no more, and that sucks because like you are still human. You know what I mean? You still hurt. You still got to go through your human things, but then you're taking care of your little humans. If that makes
Right.
sense.
And
Yeah.
they say it take a village, but sometimes some people don't have a village. You
Right.
know.
Seriously.
So,
And sometimes your village is doing their own thing too. Like, cause
Yeah.
I mean, we can't expect for our village to be there
right.
all the time, but it is good to have somebody you can call or
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So, like, even with like, not to like bash anybody, but even when it comes down to the father or vice versa, the mother, if you're a single dad, when they can't step in, where's the mom, where's the grandmas and the aunts and the uncles and stuff? You get what I'm saying? Or the friends that y'all had before you got pregnant or things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? Like anybody could be your village.
Right.
Right. And this is something Jalika says this month is Men's Mental Health Month. I did not know that.
Me neither.
Shout out to the men. That's why we were, um, wanting guys, fathers, men to watch this episode as well because, I feel like everybody can learn something from it. Um, and we don't want to have the podcast feel like we're excluding the guys because this is just momming. We're speaking on things that we live. We live as moms. We don't live as dads. So a lot of things from a father's perspective we don't have. So that's that. But we do want to acknowledge the men, and we do want to let you guys know that we understand that you guys go through things as well.
And
Right.
we
You know?
I also want to make a point and like it's okay to talk to us. Like just because like even when like as far as men, just it's okay to talk to us. Like you don't always have to have your tough Superman interior because you're human as well. You understand what I'm saying? So you can always I mean sometimes it's not easy to talk to your girl or you don't want her to look at you as like being weak or whatever, but you're human. Like, all real women know that like you're a human man. Like so
Right.
yes. Like
Yeah.
like I tell like even when like the people who rap or anything you do, you could write it down. You know what I mean? Just get it out because like it's amongst all of us.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so heavy. Like just reading or going on her post. I don't know, just looking at her picture, sometimes I'll just be like, dang, I wish I knew her. Like so I could call
Yeah.
her. My call or my text or my words may not have helped the situation, but just the fact that, you could have tried
Mm-hmm.
and to save somebody cuz people don't understand like the feeling of not wanting to be amongst the living is a very, very, very heavy and deep feeling.
Yes.
It's unexplainable. There's no words that you could put together to have anybody understand that feeling. That's why I was just so offended for her when she was getting so much backlash because how do you know that if you were walking in her shoes that you would be able to keep walking? You know what I'm saying? Like how do
Right.
you know that you would be able to carry whatever burden she considered a burden to her? You
Right.
know, it's
Yeah.
just a mess. I feel terrible, especially for the kids because you don't want them to grow up to feel like they were too much for
Mm.
their mom, or it's their fault, or just what would a kid think?
But you know what? When I was looking into her story, I don't think it was more. So, she loved her kids. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? She loved them tremendously. I just really feel like it just became too much, and it that happens. Like I
Yeah.
was explaining to you at one point, like when I was going through the whole depression thing, like I like wrote a letter to my mom, like which I never gave it to her because like I wrote a letter to my mom because I wanted to have her take care of my son for a little bit because it's too much to bear. And like, like when you're in a dark place, your kids feel that, like the household feels it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't want him to be like him to be a part of it because like I didn't know how to deal with myself. Like I didn't know who I was. Like, like if you ever dealt with like a deep depression, you don't know who you are. Like it was times like I would go to people like I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I don't think she did not love her kids, and that was a lot of backlash. That's what most of her backlash was saying too.
Mhm.
It's like it has honestly, I don't think it has nothing. Like I feel as though if she had the support and the help and the people in her corner,
Mhm.
it could have went a whole nother different way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
And that brings me to this comment, this this post that she wrote in September. It says, if anything ever happens to me, do not give my kids to their dad permanently. Because if while I was alive you couldn't help take care of them, then why wait till I'm gone? And it seems like from reading that she needed help, maybe physically, maybe financially, and she wasn't getting it. So being a single mom is hard. Being a single mom of two boys, maybe she couldn't meet their needs, or maybe she felt as though they needed more and she couldn't give it to them alone.
right.
That shit is heavy. Like that's all I can really say is it's just a
Yeah,
heavy feeling.
I'm really speechless over here. Like I don't even have much to say. Like I'm just like my eyes watering. Like some,
Hmm.
like you said, Shauna. Sometimes it really do become too much.
Yeah.
Even if you have the help, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Me, for
Yeah.
instance, like I have a lot of help, but this being a stay-at-home mom is very overwhelming. Very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why y'all see me crying on Facebook for 3 months. Like I want to go back to work. Like just to get out the house, just to have some type of
Adult
other,
life. Yeah,
other than
otherwise.
this. Like
Because people
love
feel
my
like you
kids
going to
still.
work,
Like
people feel like going to work is a break or
yeah,
going to
it
work is,
is.
I don't, I personally, it is a break. It is a break out of the house away from, your natural duties. But in the same token, like it also is livelihood again. Like
Yeah.
you're around other adults, you're like talking to other people, not just kids. You know what I mean? You're able to be you. You understand? Not saying like when you're in a house all the time you can't be you. You are
Right.
being you, but like you're basically on mom mode. You're always cooking, cleaning, doing whatever. But like when you go out and work and find a new hobby and just get out the house, it's different. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're interacting, you meeting different people. Like that's why, like with people when they be like, "Oh, like you always going out or whatever." Not to me, but just in general. Like, "Oh, you always going out." It's okay to go out. You understand what I'm saying? Not. It's okay to take a break. It's okay, like that's why I hate when people shame people for taking a break or whatever the case may be. Because like realistically, like it's okay. We're still. I keep saying like coming back to the fact that we're still human because people tend to forget that. You know what I mean? Like people try to bully into like bully, not bully, but say bad things to you about just trying to get back to you. Because like we talked about in previous podcasts, you lose yourself. You know what
Hmm.
I mean?
Yeah. For sure. And like you said, I feel like it's a necessity, just like water. To have a personal life is a necessity. To have you time is a necessity. I feel like life is not, you'll be doing yourself an injustice to cheat yourself out of having a life outside of your life,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody needs alone time. Like my trips to the grocery store by myself are appreciated.
No,
Like,
seriously.
riding in my car and being able to listen to my music with the curse words is appreciated because I'll be blasted and I'll be speeding and I'll be in my own world. Like, ain't no
You've been in them corners.
because I'll be hitting the corner.
Oh my goodness. Let's definitely go to the comments for a little bit because they are talking to us.
Oh, we got some. Hi, Darnay. Hi, Nista. Hi, Nye. How are
Hi
you guys
everyone.
doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. We don't want to be all sad and stuff. We just, you know,
It's
just
definitely
wanted
something
to
that needs to be
touch
talked
light.
about. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
Because people feel as though that they don't have people to talk to. And like we said, we always got our comments. We always got our inbox open, and we talk from experience. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So you definitely always got somebody to talk to on and just mommy. And
Okay. I don't know if Jalika's still watching, but Jalika says her brother committed suicide, so she started looking into men's mental health a lot. Jalika, if you are still watching, if you don't mind explaining to us, like, how did that affect you and your family? Like, how did that make you feel? Of course, you were hurt and traumatized, of course, but like, how did it make you feel as a individual? Like, did it make you feel like you should have done more? You could have done more. You didn't know what was going on. Because a lot of the times I'll be wondering, like, do people know, like, when this happens, do people really know what's going on in somebody's life? Because a lot of people are good at pretending or chucking things down to being something small,
Mm-hmm.
to where people don't really show real concern. And
Right.
then in their mind and in their head, they're fighting a battle that's just never ending for them. So
And I definitely send my condolences, no matter how far
for
along it's
sure,
been.
for
Definitely.
sure. Definitely, definitely. We did have some things that we wanted to share. This was something that I found interesting, that every 18 minutes somebody dies from a suicide, and every 43 seconds somebody attempts one. If you or anyone you know is suicidal, call 1-800-784-2433. And we will definitely be posting that at the end of the episode for anybody who may need to take it down, share it, send it to somebody, and, you know, go
Whew.
from there.
Every 18 minutes. That's a lot.
That's what I just got mad crying because I'm like, damn, every 18 minutes, like,
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
a lot.
It's heavy. It's heavy. I don't know what else to say.
Whew.
Does anybody want to read?
yeah, that's
I
cool.
honestly can't see. It's too small.
I got to put my glasses on. So
I was about to say all I can read is things to remember when talking to a person, to a suicidal person, what to do and what not to do. Anything after that, I
okay,
can't.
Right.
I can read it. I'll read it. I'll read it. Okay, things to remember when talking to a suicidal person. What to do. Be compassionate when expressing love and care for the concerned person. Listen patiently to what the person has to say. Do not be judgmental. Instead, be calm and stay positive. Reassure him or her that life can be better and help is available. Take everything he or she says seriously, as this can help when trust and get the proper help. What not to do. Avoid statements like your suicide will hurt your loved ones or you have so much to do in your life. Do not appear shocked or lecture him or her about the situation. Do not ask for an explanation for his or her suicidal thoughts. One should not blame himself or herself for the loved one's problems.
Girl, I'm up on the screen like,
First of
Ah,
all, Jay Dorsey say y'all all blind.
I had to put my glasses on and I was fine. They got their glasses on
woo!
already and still didn't see the daggone
Girl,
words.
I got these
But
these on because I ain't do my lashes. These ain't seeing glasses.
I think I need some more medicine than mine. I need some more medicine.
I hate
Yo, but that is so true. But you want to know what's the craziest thing about suicide is that when you think about it, you're not thinking about reaching out to people. You know what I mean? You're not really, and I'm speaking from experience. You understand what I'm saying? This
Yeah,
was
we should say you, because a
yeah,
lot of people will reach out to people.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is
Not
true. Some
Sebastian
people
without the
do
lash.
reach out, but you know what's crazy though? Because people do reach out and they just like, oh no, you just like basically like all those things just said. But like sometimes people just be sitting in their room or just wherever the case may be, and like just it just happened. You know what I mean? Like so.
Hmm.
If you are one of the people who get to that point where you can speak out, I should say those are better words.
Yeah.
Definitely reach out to see. So when I go to therapy, they say you should always have that person that you can go talk to, or just that person, no matter who it is. You got to have that person. So some people don't have that person. So I feel like the best thing to do sometimes is like get those thoughts out your head. You know what I mean? So write it down, make a song, whatever makes you happy. I mean, and just because sometimes people just need to get things off their chest in order for them to feel, not completely feel better. You know what I'm saying? But to just get it out. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
It's a form of expression. Bottled up emotions are the worst type of emotions to have, I think, in my
Mhm.
opinion. For me,
That
I should say. Um, I will keep things in forever and
yeah.
only tell people what I want them to know, or express what I feel like expressing. Because sometimes you just, for me, I feel like certain things I don't speak on because I don't like people to ask me questions. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like to be questioned. So I feel like I tread lightly with some things to avoid the unwanted,
Yeah.
but on the other side, sometimes you might need people to ask you those tough questions, because that could be a breakthrough into healing, and to maybe you need to ask yourself some questions, and how can I say this? Come face to face with your problems, you know, to
Yeah.
try to, like, to try to attack them head on, one step at a time. Everything is about steps.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's you can't take on a million things at one time as one person. It's just impossible. Mentally, physically, emotionally, you can't do it. And a lot of times people, they don't have a choice but to try. Like you
Mhm.
said, because the support just don't be there. And I feel for those people, for someone having a support system, like, you know, if I do need a break, I know that I could call and send my kids to grandma's house, you know, or call their aunt, or they can go to a friend's house. I feel bad for people who don't have that, because there's no escape.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people just need an escape, and they don't have, and it's just not available.
And honestly, that's me. Like I keep a lot inside. I only tell you what I want you to know.
Yeah.
And I'm just the type of person where I think I don't speak out because I don't like for a lot of people to be in my business.
Yeah.
It's not too much of you asking me questions. I just don't like everybody involved
Mm-hmm.
in what's going on in my head.
Right.
So,
Agreed.
No,
I
I
feel
definitely feel like because I'm the same type of way. Like I don't really like people in my business, but I like, but to a certain extent. But like as I've been getting older, okay, as I've been getting older, I realized that like sometimes it's okay to speak out about certain things that you want people to speak. Some things you want people to know, because what I realize is a lot of people going through most of the same things that I'm going through. You know what I mean? So sometimes when I talk out, is usually advice and stuff. You know what I mean? Advice from them to me, if
mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I feel like you definitely got to be careful about who you choose to talk to, because some
Mm-hmm.
people, their intentions might be good, but everybody is not equipped to really, like, you ever talk to somebody and you think you're gonna feel better after talking to them, but they make you feel a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Like, their advice is not really um what
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 you thought it
you
would have been?
like, or what you needed, or it made you feel worse about the situation. Because I've definitely been there, like, okay, I'm going to go to this person and I'm going to talk to them about this, especially when you don't talk to people about stuff and you finally open that door up and
Hmm.
you do. And then when you get the response, you kind of stuck, like, should have kept that to myself. Like,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
but
so funny. But that's why I have different like. Well, that comes down to your circle too, like your circle of people who you want to call, and then on top of that, like I feel like everybody I usually reach out to that deep, like I already know how we coming. You know what I mean? I understand like
yeah,
what we can talk about, like you know what I mean, or what we can't talk about, or it's different,
right.
like different people for different situations.
Right.
Right.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
for
Definitely.
sure. Let's get to some comments. I see we have some
We
comments.
have a lot. We gotta go up, up.
Okay, Deanna says it's hard when you don't have no one, but therapy does help. The hardest part is feeling someone will judge you. That's very true, Deanna. Um,
Hmm.
Especially when it's somebody that knows you or you care about their opinion of you. You know, you don't want them to think of you in a certain way or judge you because you care. You know, you don't that will hurt you in a certain type of way. You know, when you go to somebody and that you trust and the next thing you know they're like, well, why you the or how you or that's
Mhm.
you know like
Yeah, putting their own
Mhm.
opinion into a situation when you only went
situation.
to them to talk to them. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So therapy does help. You know, we promote that all day.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's easier talking to somebody who ain't never met you a day in your life,
Right.
you know, to just listen and not talk back sometimes is just what a lot of people
Right.
need. Let me get it all out first.
And I realize some people say they don't go to the therapy because it's like what I look like talking to a stranger. Strangers are some of the best people you could talk to because they don't know nothing about you. They don't know your background. They don't know nothing. So by you and you're sitting there talking to somebody and they just giving you their input, it's like reading a book. You know what I mean? That's how I look at therapy. It's
Yeah.
like you go in there, they reading. You tell them what you want them to know, and then they giving you their advice, and that's great. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying like you have to take the advice all the time, but it's just, like I said, it's just clearing your mind, getting it off
Hmm.
your chest, getting it out your body. Because people don't realize when you have a lot of things on your mind, it really affects other parts of your body. Believe it or
Mhm.
not, like it affects your back, your joints, everything. Like, and this is a fact.
I wonder why I'm going through so
Right.
many.
Darnay says, I had a client at my old job that said she wanted to jump out the window, all because I yelled at her. So at my job, it's protocol to call 911. And when the police came, she quickly changed her attitude that she was joking and she was sorry. But they had to take her because if I went home and woke up and hear that she jumped out of the window from her bedroom, I have to live with that for the rest of my life. But long story short, afterwards she was evaluated. I had a woman to woman talk with her. Oh, I can't see the rest of the comment. Do you guys see the rest of the comment? That's all it shows.
Like,
But
mm-mm.
okay, Darnay, well, I'm glad that worked out that way and that you did still tell them to take her
Okay.
instead of just letting her lay back down.
She's
And
not to cut you off. She said,
mhm,
I had a woman to woman talk with her. Even though she has a disability, I had to let her know I am here for you and I would never do anything to hurt you. And to this day, that's my boo. And I take pride in my work because I saved the girl life.
amen to that. You're doing your job, girl. That's how you do it. Brittany says everyone doesn't give great advice at all. That's very true.
That is true.
And it's hard because sometimes when you expressing yourself, y'all ever notice like people have the tendency to talk at you? Like I think that's a trigger for a lot of people. Like, why
Example.
you talking at me? You know, like
Give an
let's
example.
say you expressing like, oh, I'm just down in the dumps and I can't get a job and this is what's affecting me. And some people, you need to just get up and you need to
Oh
just throw that behind you and you need to just,
Oh,
check
yeah.
that, just make it happen. Just do like
yes.
do this, like
I don't call nobody like that because like I start calling for advice and then now you're telling me what to do and I'm gonna hang up on you. Now we arguing and I ain't got time for that. So
and we beefing and it's over. Like, don't call me no more. This is it. For real. Like
take
this
me off
ain't
that
it.
list because don't tell me what I need to do because I know what I need to do, but I'm talking about today. That's why I always say take one day at a time. Every day you wake up is a different day, different feeling, everything. So don't tell me what I need to do. I know what I need to do, but today I'm just not feeling like doing it and I'm a little sad and I wanted
Mhm.
to talk to you.
Right,
Like,
right.
oh,
She also says some people
there you go.
some people give advice, but it's always the ones who give advice and won't take their own advice.
Mm.
That's
Okay,
true too.
that is completely true. But I realize some people better off giving advice to other people because, like, when you give advice to other people, it's kind of like talking to yourself in the mirror, and then you realize, like, oh shit, like I should be doing that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of honestly, a lot of people do that.
Mhm.
I think I was doing that at one point, and
I
that's
surely was doing it at one
I
point. I
was like,
know I
what
was
I do that. I get some good advice, but
all day.
sometimes I'm just not motivated.
I motivate the out of somebody and go lay down on the pillow and cry. I will, sure will. Like it's very
Yeah.
it's
it's
very
easier. I think it's easier to
easy
give
to
other
help.
people advice.
Yeah, like it's very easy. Julian says that I'm assuming that you're talking about therapy as a fresh perspective, talking to somebody that you don't know or that does not know you. Very much so a fresh
Mhm.
perspective. And
And
that
you
is just the truth. Like,
And even if you're not into therapy, it's always other things to do. They say go for a run, go jog, do yoga, find a hobby that you like to do.
I think that the hardest part about depression is trying to get out of it. Like, you know how sometimes you just have those days where you just can't, you know what I'm saying? Like you really want to, like, but you just can't. Like you in the bed, you ain't brushed your teeth, you ain't washed your face, like you know you got things to do, but right now I just can't. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I think those it's so easy to fall into that pattern
Mm-hmm.
of just not doing because you don't want to deal with the problems. But a lot of the times, I think that we as people need to realize that as long as we don't deal with the problems are not going anywhere. They're going to be there and they're going to be waiting for us, you know. So I think that when you are feeling depressed, that you should find your outlet because everybody's outlet is not going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? You find your outlet. I suggest healthy outlets and not trying to numb or mask or hide anything, but to get it out and to release it because it will harbor you.
Yeah.
Like don't let it consume you. Cause letting something consume you is easier than battling it.
Mm-hmm.
But the battle, the ending of that is just so much more beautiful than anything that you was feeling while you was down to get through it. You know, getting through it is just the feeling is amazing. Like,
Mm-hmm. And then I'm so happy that you actually bring up the whole massing your problems, like
mhm,
taking, you know, whatever you decide to do, you know, is like that is so temporarily, and the fact that like a lot of people we see it, a lot of people do it with death, with anything, like not even just mental health. They go to the more, you know, drugs and do stuff like that, but realistically, like it actually hurts you way more than you think. You know what I mean? Like
mhm,
it, like you just keep pushing it down and you keep stuffing it like a box, and then when you open the box, everything pops out, or a closet
mhm,
and whatever. So yeah, so
mhm,
definitely. And I the reason, and I'm happy you bring that up because I was listening to a song earlier and it kind of was promoting the drug thing and whatever, and I'm just like, no, let's
yeah.
talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's love
Yeah.
each other. Let's.
And that's why I
I
feel like
mean,
that's why a lot of people in our age bracket, like this whole opioid thing, is just out of control because I feel like that's what people are doing. Like, I don't feel like people taking the drugs no more just for recreation or the feeling. I feel like people
Mhm.
taking these drugs to numb, to not be in reality.
yeah.
Cause I can't walk around high all day.
No.
Like like when you high, you not here.
Right.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing now, because you be here a little bit, but us,
Right.
you know, like
You want to hear a fun?
you
You
ain't.
want to hear a crazy thing that like when you all right. So when you start therapy, depending on what you like for depression, the first day, hold on, the second time they actually prescribe you medicine. Like they just be like, okay, here you go.
Well, I think that's if you're going to a psychologist, because one or the other cannot prescribe meds.
Yeah,
Because
only
when
the
I was doing
psychiatrist can.
therapy, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she couldn't. She was asking me like, "Do you feel as though you need to be medicated?" And I was like, no, I don't want to be medicated.
Yeah,
Like
same.
that's why I'm here. Like I don't want. I
Yeah.
didn't come here for you to prescribe me anything. I came here to find another way to deal with this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like no.
So what they did was like I went to the therapist, and then they just automatically made me an appointment with the psychiatrist, the one who
Okay.
prescribed medicine. And so
Hmm.
I'm sitting in there, I'm talking to her, and she was like, "Well," she pulled out this big medicine book and was like, "Okay, you're gonna take this." I'm like, "I don't want to take anything, miss. Like that's why I'm
Yeah.
here. Like I don't want to. So I won't see you again, but thank you so much." So I just
Right.
went back to the therapist. Because the
Yeah.
medicine itself definitely was like you're gonna start seeing this is the side effects. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna start hearing voices. You can't drive. You can't motivate anything. So how am I gonna be able to work, be human, and do all this other stuff? So no, thank you. I'll pass. But I know you're just doing your job.
And a lot of times the medication is like being high.
Mm-hmm.
Like you sleep all day. Like you don't have no like you like a zombie, like you hear, but you just like there's no emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen people on medication who just will like sleep. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's not helping anything. You're sleeping. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing. And I don't want to offend anybody who's on medication or has taken medication or anything. There's nothing wrong with that if you feel as though that's what you need, because there's, like we say, it's different levels to this,
Right.
different severities. So if you feel as though medication is something that you need, by all means do what you have to do for yourself.
What
You know
works for
what I'm
you?
saying? Like what works for you is number one. But just make sure you know what you're taking, and
Mm-hmm.
don't take it just because they tell you that this is going to help this. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
everything affects everybody differently. Some
Mm-hmm.
some some depression medication triggers suicidal thoughts. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So it's just like not to
It's
just be
a
trying
sensitive
out different
content.
things, but
Mm-hmm.
every one pill is not going to work for everybody, or what
Right.
this person made was taken is not going to be the same for you possibly.
Right.
So,
Let's go to comments. She made a really good. Well, I don't know.
Ayana,
Mayana. Oh, that's a pretty name.
yeah. Okay, hold on, I'm trying. I can't find my mouse. My son must have threw it in the garbage. Liana says that's the first thing they try to do is medicate you. The meds make it worse, for sure.
Hmm.
I've personally seen. I wouldn't say make it worse, but have someone say like, "This is not helping me. Like all I'm doing is this," and like I'm wasting my days because I'm taking this medicine, and you know, where's the solution in this medicine? Like, how is this helping me get through it? You're treating me for my emotional pain, my mental pain, but what am I doing about my actual problem that's causing the pain?
That's what I was about to
You
say.
know,
They think that's the only way that they could just help you, just by
right?
giving you medication.
Hmm. A lot of the times, like Shauna said, they be quick. Like they be quick. I remember when I was feeling suicidal myself, and I don't think I really text anybody. I don't know if I even text you. I might have texted you. I don't remember, but I do remember specifically somebody. I don't want to say her name on here. Happened to text me like in the moment of me feeling like mad, wow, like, and she was just texting me like, just she was like, something just told me to reach out to you, and I'm just checking on you, and for whatever. Now this wasn't somebody that I was super close with or anything, but for some reason I just started telling her like what I was going through in that moment. Like, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I feel like I want to do. And she was just like, where are you? Do you want me to come? And do you need me to? I'm sorry. Please be still if you're gonna sit next to me. Um, and I was just like, no. And I just decided, like, I called my children's grandmother and I was like, can I bring the kids to you? And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. And I just drove to the hospital and I went to the emergency department and I checked myself in and I felt absolutely insane, like in a green jumper, like in a green suit. They had to take my phone and, I couldn't be by myself and I had to pee and somebody standing outside in the bathroom. And I bring that story up to say that time later I ended up working at that same hospital and I ended up seeing my one-on-one is what they call you when you sit with a person. And I ran into him like as I was working. His name was Steven. And I was like, "Hey, like, do you remember me?" He was like, "Oh my gosh, I remember you." He was like, "How are you?" I was like, "Look, I work here now." He was like, "Oh my god." And we're friends on Facebook, him and I. And he was just like when I was in there, he was like, "So what's up? Like, why you here?" Like, just talking to me like a regular person, not treating me like the doctors and the nurses were. You know what I'm saying? Just talking to me about him being suicidal and his situation. So I say that to say like sometimes there's nothing wrong with going to the hospital or if you feeling like that, calling somebody because you don't really want to die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like people really want to die. They just don't want to feel what they're going through anymore. Like, I don't feel like death is the answer for anybody.
Yeah. And sometimes when I'm going through, this goes back to me saying, I don't want people in my business. I also don't want, I'm always, I'm a Virgo, y'all. I'm always thinking. So it's like, I don't want nobody to take what I'm saying and then try to take my kids away from me because of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think about all that before I even talk to anybody.
Yeah,
No.
for sure.
You got to watch what you say to people. They'll use it against you.
I was just about to say, and that's another thing. Like you gotta watch what you say, who you talk to, in aspects of that, because like people are out to get you, and sometimes it be like you will never know. You know what I mean? Because you will never know. People be out to get you, and like you could have done made them some food. You could have done fed them, and you just like, wait, what? And they'll be the people to be like, try to take you down. And I don't know. I don't like I'm really good with reading people. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that I have that in the aspect, but still, like I will kill somebody if they
You'll
try.
see another side of me. Yeah.
Yo,
I don't even
listen,
want to talk about it because you look, don't get between a loving mother and her babies. Like,
period. Like
I
I
don't
will
care
hunt
how
you
many
in the
times
afterlife.
y'all see me write a status complaining about my badass son or my nagging ass daughters. I don't care. Those my kids, and I could talk about them if I want to. I raised them, I pushed them out, I carried them, and I take care of them. They
Right.
mine to do what I want to do with. And
Right.
I'm going to take care of them how they deserve to be taken care of because I gave them life.
And real parents understand that. You know what I mean? If you around your kid all the time and you could dad say that,
They're annoying.
their kids are annoying as hell. Like, and they know
Like,
they do stuff. They know how to push and push every button. So it's
they
okay.
are the buttons. Like,
Right. Yo, no, seriously. And it's
Yeah,
okay
you
for us
just,
to feel that way.
yeah,
I be thinking about all that.
yeah. A lot of the times, that's what people be like afraid of. Like, when you could come to me and be like, I just feel like knocking this little out. Like, I ain't gonna call DIFUS on you because you said you want to hit your child. Like, I'm gonna talk to you. Like, okay, wait, like, do you really want to knock the nigga out, or do you like you just mad right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, take certain things seriously. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, don't be so quick to just think somebody trying to do something wrong, or just remember that everybody is human and everybody is filled with emotions, and that's a normal feeling. Like, you're a mom. Sometimes you don't get no time. if you're a dad, I know some single dads too. You don't get no time. Like it's very overwhelming. Like you said,
Yeah.
that's just the word. It's just overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. Like that's what this podcast is for, to let y'all know. Like it's okay to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not crazy. You're not a bad mom. You're not
Right.
a bad person. You're
Right.
human. And the same time, the same way you feel like I don't want to be around these kids right now, in that same breath with that same body, you're still getting up and doing what you got to do for your children every day, how you're supposed to do it, and ain't no half stepping.
Right.
So feel how you feel, boo.
Oh, and let's make it clear: these kids, we be getting on these kids' nerve too, because it be times
Okay,
like too.
that's true.
I overheard my son have a conversation with his friend, like, my mom just getting on my nerves. And I'm just like, I can't even get mad. I can't, because I was listening to his conversation, and this is how he felt, because he's just a little human. So,
Yeah, that's true.
definitely.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
We
But
have a couple more minutes to go back to the comments
I
if
don't
you
think we
want.
have any more. Oh, yes, we do.
Donations. Get the.
Let me put my glasses on. Renee said last year I didn't know how to deal with depression. So I would take sleepy pills and drink and would take a bath to numb the pain. That's understandable. Sometimes sleeping is like the number one stress reliever. Like it's the easiest thing to do when you down, when you sad, like when you upset. Like I think the body just going to sleep mode. Because when you sleeping, you're not awake, so you don't feel, you don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not there in that moment. And I'm glad that you did start going to therapy, Darnay, and that you do know how to deal now with what you're going through, because drinking and taking things, and you know it creates addictions,
Yeah.
and you don't want an addiction. You know what I'm saying? And there's other ways, and I'm glad that you utilize that,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't. A lot of people get comfortable with the spot that they're in. A lot of people get comfortable with feeling bad for themselves. It's easier to say that you want to do better, but you really got to put in that work. Like, depressed or not, you got to push yourself. And it's so hard. It's so hard, but it's so necessary, because life is so short. Like, we gonna be 50 before we know it. We gonna be 60, Lord willing, we all make it to that age. Like, you have to push yourself. You owe it to yourself, a good life. Like, we only get one.
Mhm.
So just make the most of it. Like, make your life fun. Don't make your life all about work or stress or depression.
Right.
Do things. That's why we say personal time is good. Like, do things. Go on a date by yourself. Take yourself to lunch. Like,
Mm-hmm.
go to the movies, or hang out with old friends, or go see your family, or talk to people.
Right.
Just do it, y'all. Come
And
on.
y'all can always reach out to us. We got you could hit us in our comment. I keep saying comments. I'm trying to say
Our
messages.
inbox.
Yeah, you can hit us in the inbox, but we would definitely like reach back out. You know what I mean? And like, we really are here for y'all. Like, we started this to be here for everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but do understand that we're human too. But in the same token, like, we here for y'all. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I definitely want y'all to know that, like, if you want to talk, even if you want to talk and don't even want feedback, and just write in the messages and whatever, you know what I mean? Do that too. You know what I mean? Or, you know, send, just have fun, and just, we here. I'm
Right.
stretching the fact that we here, because I've seen a lot of people on our timeline, even on Bree timeline, because I be on her page. Like, I see a lot of people out here depressed and stuff, and we here for y'all, for real, for real.
Yeah.
For real. That's the purpose of the podcast. And we don't want to make like each episode all like down, but in the same breath,
No.
we have to talk about the things
The
that
roses.
are going on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why everybody else want to be, you know, laughing and giggling about certain things. We want to touch on on things that everybody is feeling. And we want to let y'all know that y'all not alone in feeling these things and feeling these ways. This doesn't just go out to the moms, this goes out to the fathers as well. You know,
Absolutely.
because I don't want the dads, like I said before, to think that we're bashing or this is not about them. Like I said, we can only speak on a mother's perspective because we are mothers and these are the things that we are going through. And I want everybody to know that y'all doing a great job.
Amazing.
You, Nish, Shauna,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mayana, Darnay, Deborah, Deanna, Pookie, Julian, uh, Brittany,
Brittany,
uh,
Nat,
Natalie, like everybody who
everybody.
watches. You guys are doing a
Yes.
great job.
Oh, yes. And do not let these holidays stress y'all out. You feel what I'm
Period.
saying? We give to our kids all year round. This
Hello.
has been a hard year for everybody, financially, mentally, emotionally. Just just try to make time for your kids. And I just
Yeah.
really want to say that before we end, because like we do find ourselves stressing out for the over the holidays, trying to get every gift. But like, listen, y'all got this. They gonna be good. They's
Do
gonna
what you
be
can. Just do the best you can. Don't stress yourself out.
right.
Yep. And
And
remember, when your kids get older, they're going to remember more about the moments than the materials.
period.
Them doll houses, them cars, all of
Amen.
that stuff, they will outgrow it. But
Yep.
one thing your kids never going to outgrow is your love and needing you and wanting you. So please keep that in mind. Don't go broke over Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to come back next year. They're
Okay.
going to have birthdays just because gifts. You
Right.
know, like just do what
Yeah.
y'all can.
Right.
Like
Don't
the
stress
kids gonna be
yourself.
And
grateful.
these kids, they play with the toys for 2 weeks.
If that
Them 2 days.
And after that, they don't even care. We
you
stressing
don't
about
spend you
some.
don't spend $256 on the damn
Yeah.
dollhouse and the dollhouse door broke the day after they got it and
Listen, you and the lady in line arguing because y'all both want the same color dollhouse for the damn
Right.
kid. Y'all are, it will be okay, okay?
and we love y'all.
Yes, love y'all and thanks for tuning in.
See
Yes.
you
That's
guys next
together.
Sunday. Bye guys.